This is a very disappointing topic that I'm going to have to cover, and I will give you guys a trigger warning. It involves SA and DV. So if you guys are not capable of handling those situations, please leave now. So, because I have been a strong advocate over the last few days about leaving an abusive relationship the first time somebody ever hits you, I was tagged in this video. The reason why I was tagged in this video is because the person that tagged me, and please go watch the original video, but the person that tagged me wanted me to talk about triggers and leaving the first time. I literally broke it down. This woman was in 3 abusive relationships from the time she was whenever to 23. That is pretty young to be in that many abusive relationships. And she said that they did not care about her pleasure or comfort. And she states that one person threw her against the wall. Now, continuing later, I find that as a red flag. And now she started dating this guy 8 months ago. She does not mention any therapy time in the story. She does not mention any time frame. So we don't know how old she is now, how long it's been since her last relationship, but we do know that she has been in this relationship for 8 months. In a situation where they were laying in bed and they were watching television or trying to pick a movie, and she really wanted to initiate smexy, and he said no, and she kept pushing and he kept saying no. And the way that she says it, she was very persistent. It's not okay behavior. If somebody says no, no means no. Please stop. They've explained themselves to you. If you cherish the relationship and the boundaries, then you can take it easy for just one night. That's where I think that she went wrong to begin with. Because let's think about it. If the man was doing this to her, he would be called all sorts of names. He would be thrown in jail for SA, and it would just be a completely different situation. Then she says that this man had to push her off of him. So that means she was on top of him, trying to get him to do what she wanted to do, even though he did not want to. Imagine, again, if that was a man doing that to a woman. If a man was just like, no, I want to do it, please do it, come on. And he kept saying no, or she kept saying no. And normally a woman is not strong enough to push a man off. So that man could then take advantage of her in worse ways. It is never okay to persist somebody else's body when they say no the first time, right? So this man literally just tried to remove her from his body. A situation occurred where she had slipped off the bed and accidentally hit her head. It was a 100% accident. His choice was to remove her, throw her, not hurt her, not cause her harm. He underestimated his strength, which caused her to move further than he intended. Okay? So he felt really guilty for that, and he tried to console her. Now, in doing so, she started to berate him, scream, belittle him, and compare him to quote-unquote abusive exes, because she did not get what she wanted, and he was forced to defend himself. So she was denied, and she couldn't take the rejection the first time, so she kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and physically being on top of him. The man tried to console her after this incident and say that he wanted to talk to her. He didn't want to leave. He wanted to try to maintain, and say that he wanted to talk to her. He didn't want to leave. He wanted to try to maintain a good form of communication in order to have a good relationship with this woman. He obviously cared about her. He was slapped. So in the comment discussion that I was having, the other person was saying that because she was triggered, her brain gaslit her into the reaction. Not in charge of your thoughts. You're not in charge of your behaviors. You're not in charge of your actions. No, that is not how gaslighting works. That is, your brain doesn't gaslight you in that way, shape, or form. This lady had an uncontrollable anger outburst because she was denied something she wanted. She couldn't accept that her partner didn't want to, engage in that action at that time. She made the choice to say those words. She made a decision to lash out, because you have a decision whether you speak, you shut down in an institution where they're not in the rest of society, because they are a danger to themselves and to others, especially to others. So this woman was able to sexually assault a man when the man defended himself, and then she literally started going off on him. He left because he was assaulted. She repeatedly called him, harassed him. So another course of action would be to send a text message explaining, apologize, a true apology, and then leave him alone. This woman already caused so much damage to this man, and she thinks that it's okay to beg him to come back. This is an abusive person, and until they get therapy, they will never be able to have an actual relationship. Oh, it is never okay to blame being triggered for assaulting somebody and saying, well, I was gaslit into believing that it was okay to slap him when he said that he wanted to have a conversation. She was letting her anger control her actions instead of thinking about it and making the choice to control her anger. And then I want to break down the apology at the very end, because she only acknowledges that the behavior is wrong. She never shows true remorse. So the words that she uses are, I know what I did was wrong. Okay, so you know what you did was wrong. Okay, that's step one. Now, do you feel sorry? How are you going to correct the action? This speaks crazy to me, because if you reverse this and put a male in the place of the woman, you guys would be tearing that man down. You guys would be doxing. You guys would be going crazy. But the fact that a woman was saying, I abused my man, there are people that will try to justify this action. It is never okay to allow your anger to control your behaviors. And I don't like the excuses for the abuser's behavior. She chased this man down even though she knew she was wrong. If she actually felt remorseful, she would have never tried to harass him or beg him to come back. The man was absolutely correct for leaving and not continuing this relationship with this woman. He actually got physically assaulted within the first year of their relationship. Speaks volumes to her character and her personality and her mental health. She needs to step away from the relationship and stop trying to reel the victim back in. She needs to work on herself and stop trying to put other people in her life when she's not even mentally able to have a relationship. If she's thinking that it's okay to act like this and assault somebody because she has triggers, she does not need to be with anybody. She chased this man down even though she knew she was wrong. If she actually felt remorseful, she would have never tried to harass him or beg him to come back. She would have realized that what she did was terrible and nobody needs to be around that. And he was right for walking out, and she needs to work on herself. There's my final thoughts. So if you guys have any more topics that you guys want me to cover, or you guys have any questions or anything like that, just leave them in the comments below, or email me at COPARENTINGSHOULDBEEZ with an EZ at the end at gmail.com, and I will answer all of your questions. And if you want any stories told or any situations told anonymously, I want to do that as well. However, I'm going to wish you guys a good day and talk to you later.